Alright, let me show you guys some beautiful UK logic. Beautiful UK logic. Look.
The cost of food in this country is now actually out of control. 12 quid for olive oil. I don't want to spend 12 quid on a bottle of anything that doesn't at least have the potential to leave me passed out in the kitchen with a kebab in my hand.
And reputable news sources are still saying things like prices of food are falling. So that means that when you go to Tesco later today, things are going to be cheaper than they were before, right? No.
Life is bloody hard right now. Everything seems so expensive and just surviving seems like an uphill battle.
I know it's been a thing for a while, but I'm telling you now, that's the worst I've seen today.
What the hell is wrong with the UK? I've just paid £55 for my food shop. Like, what am I doing wrong?
When is this going to end? Because it's gradually going up and up and up, and £148 yesterday.
I'm not being funny, I'm actually shook. How have I just come out of Aldi? I went in to buy stuff to make spaghetti bolognese, and I've just spent £32.
Whichever supermarket you go to, the prices are just getting ridiculous. Now, your average normal shop, you know, £100 plus these days.
Every time I do anything, I just seem to be bleeding money. Just existing, I just seem to be bleeding money.
I'm currently saving up my club card points in the hope that by Christmas I can treat myself to a new bag for life. That used to get me a weekend at Legoland. And I tell you what, if I did have money right now, I wouldn't be investing that in stocks and shares. I'd be buying myself 10 packs of lean beef mince. Put that in the freezer, because the way the price of that's going up, in a month's time you'll be able to sell that for 50% profit.
Does anyone else get like fucking fed up of bills? Like, fuck off. Nah, listen, fucking bills are shit.
Welcome back to Broken Britain, where we say what everyone's thinking, but no one on morning TV will admit. Let's be honest, life in Britain feels harder than ever. You walk into the supermarket thinking, I'll just grab a few basics. Milk, bread, eggs, cheese, and somehow your receipt looks like a small mortgage. Every week, it's the same story. Prices up, portions smaller, wallets emptier. People are budgeting to survive, not to live. Parents are swapping family meals for instant noodles. Young people are skipping fresh food entirely, and pensioners are cutting back just to keep the lights on. Meanwhile, the government says inflation is cooling down. Cool for who exactly? Because it's not for the millions staring at a £100 grocery bill for the bare minimum. So hit that subscribe button, because today on Brit Rants, we're cutting through the political spin and asking, if inflation's supposedly falling, why does life in Britain still feel so damn expensive?
I'm going to be honest, being an adult right now is a little bit out of my price range. Like, if I don't pay all my bills, I'm screwed. If I pay all my bills, I'm still screwed. Like, I can't win.
I'm not being funny, I'm actually shook. How have I just come out of Aldi? I went in to buy stuff to make spaghetti bolognese, and I've just spent £32. What in the cost of living crisis? I mean, I didn't even buy shite for the middle aisle.
What the hell is wrong with the UK? I've just paid £55 for my food shop, and I'm spending like 60 quid a week, and I tried consciously to not spend as much today. I didn't get anything other than what I needed, and it was £55. Bearing in mind I live on my own and I only got dinners for 4 nights. I didn't need to get milk, I didn't need to get eggs, like I didn't need to get some of the necessities. I literally got 4 teas, some stuff to make some tomato soup tonight, and some fruit, and it was £55. And I went to Aldi. Like, what am I doing wrong? How can I make that cheaper? Because £55 for one person, not even for a full weekly shop for 4 days from Aldi, that can't be right. Like, that's not right. Something has to be wrong. Like, that is not right.
You see this? This is the problem. I heard this on Heart Radio earlier today. Look at the terminology they use here. As food prices fall. And this of course relates to the latest inflation figures, whereby economists are stunned that it hasn't gone up quite as much as they predicted. And reputable news sources are still saying things like prices of food are falling. So that means that when you go to Tesco later today, things are going to be cheaper than they were before, right? No. And I truly believe that this is why people continue to get bamboozled by the government and economists who talk about inflation at low levels being a good thing. Because what this figure really means is that the price of food has increased slightly less than last year, but it is still increased, not fallen. Because just like when you save or invest, compounding works. In this case, it's against you, not for you. So every year when the price of things rise, inflation, this compounds, and over time things get exponentially more expensive. But because you only get year-to-year data, you are under the impression that things are not getting that much more expensive, or in this case they're lying to you and saying it's falling. Any inflation is not good, even if it's slightly down from last year. Don't fall for this bullshit.
The cost of food in this country is now actually out of control. 12 quid for olive oil. I don't want to spend 12 quid on a bottle of anything that doesn't at least have the potential to leave me passed out in the kitchen with a kebab in my hand. They've had to put security tags on it. We've got blocks of cheese in locked Perspex boxes. This isn't a bottle of whiskey in the latest FIFA on the Xbox. This is 2 of your key ingredients for a cheese omelette. We're one price hike away from having to keep Hovis best of both behind bulletproof glass. Having Lurpak under 24-hour armed guard. I'm currently saving up my club card points in the hope that by Christmas I can treat myself to a new bag for life. That used to get me a weekend at Legoland. And I tell you what, if I did have money right now, I wouldn't be investing that in stocks and shares. I'd be buying myself 10 packs of lean beef mince. Put that in the freezer, because the way the price of that's going up, in a month's time you'll be able to sell that for 50% profit. That's a better return on investment than any ISA you're going to find right now. And it wouldn't be as bad, but I'm not even buying the food I want to buy anymore. I'm just buying whatever's on special offer. I went in there just now to get some Walker's Sensations, but I cannot bring myself to spend the best part of £3 on a packet of crisps. The only sensation I'm getting from that is the sensation of being mugged while stood next to a display of custard creams. So instead, I'm eating a packet of Pom Bears. An adult man sat in a car eating Pom Bears. Like a toddler that's just been rewarded for a good day at nursery.
Does anyone else get like fucking fed up of bills? Like, fuck off. Nah, listen, sign me up for a game of footy, and if my team wins, clear all my debts for me, that'll do me. Fucking... bills are shit. Seriously, I've had enough. Fucking bills. Do you know what? We were all born. It's not our choice to pay bills, is it? Is it? It ain't. It is. Kind of isn't it? We fucking choose what house we live in. We won't pick what car we want. We eat what foods we want. I mean, shouldn't food be free? We have to eat to stay alive. Shouldn't drinks be free? We have to drink to stay alive. But yeah, I mean, live on the street. Fucking bills, like, wow, mate. Everyone else fed up with the fucking bills, especially in the UK at the minute. Wow, what the fuck? Get me on a boat to the cheapest place in the world where I can just fucking live on the cheaper.
Hi everyone. So I made a video yesterday, basically just having a rant coming out of Tesco's. Couldn't believe how much my shopping was. It's been that much for a long time, but you know, I was just finally thought, fucking hell, do you know what I mean? When is this going to end? Because it's gradually going up and up and up, and £148 yesterday. So basically having a rant. The video's got quite a lot of views, not like viral or anything, but for me it's a lot of views, lots of comments, some of which really helpful, like suggestions, shop around, go to different places. I've done all that. I've tried different shops. What's cheaper in one, they make up for being more expensive in the other. And who's got the fucking time to go to 3 or 4 different fucking supermarkets to do a weekly shop? Not me. And my point is, why should we have to? Why should we have to go shopping 3 or 4 times in different places just to be able to get cheap stuff? Shouldn't be like that. You know, that's not right. And then I've had comments like, well, work harder. Why should we have to fucking work hard? I've got a job. Do you know what I mean? I have a job. I feel like I work hard enough. And why should I go and get another job just to fucking make the rich richer and to be able to like make these supermarkets profits more? We shouldn't have to do that. They shouldn't be such greedy cunts. And also had another comment saying someone fell over in 1974 and they don't hear her complaining about it. Sorry, Karen. Sorry that your accident in 1974 has made you a complete cunt. But there we go. So yeah, thanks for the advice. Most 95% of the messages of everyone in the same position, you know, it's getting too much. And it is. It's ridiculous. Like, and it's not like, as I say, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I don't want to put shit in my kids' systems. Do you know what I mean? So I have to buy meat, I have to buy veg, I have to buy fruit. I'm not giving them fucking ready meals. I'm not giving them cheap frozen shit to mess up their systems. They're having good food, and yeah, I'll have to obviously pay the price for that, but shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be. If you want to eat well, you have to pay more. It's fucking ridiculous. They're trying to make us all obese. They're trying to kill us all off. I've had enough. They can all fuck off. But yeah, this country stinks.
Alright, let me show you guys some beautiful UK logic. Beautiful UK logic. Look, check this out. Lipton peach iced tea. £2.30. Fair enough, it's on the meal deal, but £2.30. Come with me over here. Lipton peach iced tea, 1.75 litres, big bottle, £1.75. Someone explain this silly UK logic, bro.
In the UK, life is bloody hard right now. Everything seems so expensive, and just surviving seems like an uphill battle. Every time I do anything, I just seem to be bleeding money. Just existing, I just seem to be bleeding money. Now, I can't give you any solid advice of where to go and what to do. All I can hopefully say is that there's a lot of people out there struggling right now. A lot of people having a hard time worrying about money, struggling to make ends meet. And just, it feels like everything you do, just everywhere you go, someone's trying to take money from you. And living in the UK right now is a bloody struggle. And even if you have a great paying job, what supposedly is a good paying job, and you're earning okay, it seems like you can't get anywhere. It just seems like everything's against you. You're not the only one struggling. And that's not to invalidate your struggle. It's perfectly okay. You're doing your best, and that's all you can do. So keep going. It's difficult out there right now.
You think UK life is easy? It's not. I was just heading to work and I thought I would come here and speak about something. Since coming to the UK, I think people back home think UK life is easy, it's all glitz and glamours. It's not. To wake up at like 4, 5, 6 a.m, catch bus if I'm not driving, do you know what I mean, in the freezing cold, and work like 9-10 hour shifts with hardly any break, and the money that I earn, it's not enough, because now I need to pay rent, I need to pay for my car, I need to pay for my phone bills, this and that. Money is gone. You're surviving with pretty much nothing, bro. If you're back home watching this video, please don't come to the UK thinking life is sweet, bro. It's not. You have to work hard. And don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of opportunities here, but you have to find it and you have to work for it.
Welcome to Everything's Overpriced and the Cost of Living has got to everybody's brain cells. We're going to show you some meant to be bargains, but they're extortionate. Start that again, Joanne. What is that? £7.15
for a bottle of Virgin. I'm more of a virgin, but that is. Not bad.
Heinz ketchup, 3 for a tenner. What the fuck? 3 for a tenner. Joking. £4.45 for one bag of grated cheese. A fucking £5. Joke.
Anchor water. No, it's a £5 in the sale.
It's a fucking £5.
£6.50. Cheeky bastards.
Hold on a damn minute. £5
for one tub of links. However, if you use a Nectar card, it's 4 fucking quid.
You used to be able to get this in a gift set for £2.99.
Okay.
It's a £5.
A pound.
£5. Joke. £4.80 for tea bags. But it's alright, if you have a Nectar card, it's only £2.40. Scamming bastards.
Here, look, special K, £2.50 with an extra price, £3.30 on its own. However, all it does is go in one end and come out the other.
Yep, exactly that. Joke. If you own a cat, it's alright, you're gonna go bankrupt. £17.50 for this cat food right here. Just alright, it's only £17.50. You just have to remortgage your house 4 times.
Fucking hump. That's the dirty ice cream, man. Ice cream was no longer 99p. No more.
It hasn't been 99p for about 40 years, mum, to be honest.
Well, no, when I used to buy it 99p, they could have come and give it to you and your sister when you were little, and you were all happy. It was great. See, when it went to £1 too, fuck, you can fuck off. Fuck off.
Oh, it's a £5. Oh, Mum, it's a £5. The only thing that we can find that's actually a bargain is these Carlin.
And I'll
4 for 4 quid.
Because the alcoholics get it easy.
And we're taking it home. Sorry, we're joining them, bastards.
Darling.
I can't get it. Thank you.
A bottle of barbecue sauce, 3 packs of tofu, tortilla wraps, and a bag of vegetables. £15. £15. And you guys are just having kids. And you guys are just fucking raw. And this is happening in our world right now. Are you not scared?
When did mince become a luxury item? I've just paid £9 odd for this in Asda. You need a side hustle to afford the price of food these days. It's not funny, is it? £9. What was a staple years ago? A luxury item. Get yourself a side hustle. Type info or just send me a message.
Tesco's at this point must be one of the most expensive grocery stores retailers in the UK. At this point, I started to think shopping it in Waitrose would be way cheaper than shopping in Tesco's. I mean, like, come on. Just this little grocery shopping I've done, it cost me nearly £18. I don't understand why Tesco is becoming so expensive like that. At this moment, is shopping in Tesco's is becoming like a sort of a luxury. Like, how come 10 slices of Edam cheese costs nearly £4 when it's just not long ago it used to be £1.50? It's just crazy. It's absolutely mental.
As an American in the UK, grocery shopping is something else. I was just having an argument with another American because this can of tomatoes at this very expensive shop is 60p. And that's, I think, outrageously expensive. But they thought it was cheap. This is a better price. But you know where you can get the cheaper ones? In the ethnic aisle. Why? I don't know, because they hide them there.
So just thought I'd ask you something. So we all know that we all live in rip-off Britain. But the thing that's really doing my head in at the moment, and I'm sure some of you may agree, is the price that you go to when you go to your supermarket. Whichever supermarket you go to, the prices are just getting ridiculous. Now, your average normal shop, you know, £100 plus these days. And what are you getting for it? Virtually nothing. So, as I say, if you agree with me, just put it on the comments that you agree. And let's do something about it. Because it's about time we did. Because we just sit there and we just go, yeah, okay. When the taxes go up and everything else goes up. But when they start messing with your food, that's when it starts to be getting serious, isn't it? Let me know what you think.
Before anybody tries to tell me that I'm a snob or that I'm out of touch or that people have different budgets, which by the way I am aware of, I do not believe that that is possible for 1 single second with the cost of food and the cost of everything at the moment. You are not feeding 3 adults, 2 children, a pet and buying all of your cleaning products, all of your toiletries and your food for 300 quid. There is no way that is happening. We're a family of 4, there's 2 adults, 2 kids, and every month how we do it, me and my fiance get paid like about the same time each month, which makes it really helpful for us trying to budget things. We'll go to the butcher's just after we've been paid and we'll buy a month's worth of meat and then store it in our freezers. A month's worth of meat for us costs between £150 and £200 depending on what meat we want. We eat meat every single day and our kids will have meat on their plate until they tell me that they want to be vegetarian, which I really can't see happening because they are absolute carnivores, which I love. And then we are an ingredients household, so I try really hard to not buy anything pre-made, anything processed, because I want to know what I'm feeding my family. So once a week I will go predominantly to Tesco's and I will buy all of the ingredients, all of the drinks, everything that we will need for a week's worth of food, and I try to keep that between £100 and £120. Sometimes it's a little bit more. That's not including any toiletries or any cleaning products, because when I go food shopping I am focusing solely on food. I'm meal planning, I'm making sure that I'm buying exactly what we need. So then when it comes to needing toiletries and cleaning bits, I will either go to B&M, Superdrug, wherever it is, and then there's going to be points where I'm going to have to go and do like a midweek top up, which is where I will typically then run to Aldi just for the little bits that I've ran out of, because Aldi is closest to us. So I do not see for 1 single second how you are claiming that that is possible. I'm not trying to say that I'm a snob, that I'm better than anybody else, but I do not believe with the cost of everything that you can do that. Like, I literally do not see how anybody can be living with £300 and saying that that's doing everything, because food is so bloody expensive. That's not my fault. That's got nothing to do with me. That's got nothing to do with my snobbiness. That's literally on this cost of greed crisis that's going on. But I just do not understand how you can be claiming that that's possible, because I really, really don't see how it is. Like, we do ingredients. Ingredients even aren't cheap now. Fruit and vegetables are not cheap. Nothing is cheap. It doesn't matter where you shop. It doesn't matter how much you shop around. Nothing is cheap. So I'm sorry, I do not buy that for one single second. I was really quite like, no, when I see that, which is why I video reply to it. Let's all be polite in the comments. Let's not start crying. It's just my opinion. I don't believe that.
Why is it right? Unless you're doing a big shop in Sainsbury's, which I strongly believe no one does, because everyone shops in Lidl or Aldi or Asda because, you know, cost of living and all that. So if you go into Sainsbury's because you can't get stuff in another shop, it's 40 quid. It's always around 40 quid. Oh, I couldn't get a few things. I couldn't get the deodorant I wanted or the shampoo I wanted, so I'll just grab them and, there's a couple of nice bits, 40 quid. Or, you know, Sainsbury's got those beers I like. They got that wine I like. And I'll just get a couple other bits that I've seen on Nectar Price, 40 quid. It's always about 38 to 43 quid. Why? Sainsbury's, why? I will tag you in this and I want a response. Why? It's nowhere else. My entire shop, right, when I go to Aldi for a week, I'm married, so me and my wife, yeah, about 55 quid. The entire week shop. It's always about 55 quid. Fair play, Aldi. And then we'll go to Sainsbury's for like 6 other bits, 40 quid. You're taking a fucking piss. Are you taking the fucking piss? 40 odd quid. It's not on. 40 quid.
I know we are in a cost of living crisis, but £90 for 3 bags of shopping is a joke. Here's the receipt, £88.76 for 3 bags of shopping. Let's see what I actually got for almost £100. I got grapes, banana, peaches, asparagus and tender stem broccoli, kiwi berries things, tomatoes, cucumber and spring onion, mushrooms. I got ham, beef and chicken, cooked. Got some prawns. These meatball things for snacks, like some halloumi and feta, and some chocolate rice Krispies. Then chicken legs and diced chicken, salmon, some steaks, some chicken burgers and 2 packs of mince. Almost £100 in Aldi. That is crazy to me. Whilst I'm here, I may as well try these kiwi berries. Oh, they're really good. 10 out of 10 recommend.
So I'm in Sainsbury's, and what in the cost of living crisis is this? £6 for toothpaste? That's blown my mind.
If you're struggling for income right now, trust me when I tell you it is not a job that you need. I have just done a very small shop, very small, I'm going to show you, and look how much it's come to. So as you can see here, I've got a few like things. I've been ill, so Sudafed £4.20, Vicks £1.50. There is no meat here, there is no fish. This is literally fruits, vegetables and some cheese. The whole lot has come to £47.23. No cleaning products, no toilet rolls, no meat, no fish, no bread, no milk. So a job that is going to pay the minimum wage is not going to get you out of a situation you're in. It's about earning more income when you're not even working, and the only way you can do that is with an online business. Your work allowance is not going to do that at Universal Credit Land. Nothing else is. It's from good old Sainsbury's, so it's not bougie like Marks and Spencer's or Waitrose. There we go. Plain fruits and vegetables, nearly 50 quid. That is the state of the UK right now. And when you earn income online, you can get more money a lot quicker and more of it than you can do with a job. Trust me.
What in the cost of living crisis you can save
£10,999 at Home Bargains. Bullshit is this? So there you have it, guys. That star-shaped candle, which is now 69p, was £11,000. So you're saving £10,999 and 31 pence. I mean, who in their fucking right mind would have bought that candle for 11 grand? Half price or less? You're fucking kidding me, aren't you? What's it made out of? Fucking the stuff that Wolverine was covered in, or his bones were in? What was that? Adamantium? Is that an adamantium star for Christmas? Surely this is bullshit. How has this been allowed to go out on their POS? 11 grand for that? Who said there's a cost of living crisis when you can save that much?
How bad is the cost of living in the UK? I want to use this as an example. Fish and chip prices hit record highs. Families across England pay £15. Is this British staple becoming a luxury? The traditional working class meal has become increasingly unaffordable, particularly in southern regions where costs have soared dramatically. I was going to say, I bet them costs are like down south. Rising costs are making the classic fish and chips harder to justify as a simple Friday night indulgence, leaving many wondering whether this much loved meal is within reach for ordinary households. And it jumps up in prices, people. Not a couple of p, it's always pounds. Now, the weird thing for me, I actually had this conversation the other day. I had the chippy for the first time in a long time. And do you know where the price board is? And they cross the prices out and put a new price on. It's always pounds, never like 10p, 20p, like our income. And I thought to myself, you go shopping, you look at the price of food now. I was going to do a video on it while I was in Tesco. £7 for 100 grams of Kenco coffee. You got a club card, £4. But still, £4 for 100 grams. You get a bag of shopping these days at Aldi. I don't care wherever it is, they always go with the cheapest supermarket. Even Aldi's got too big for its boots these days. You're spending 40, 50 quid and you're walking out with a bag of shopping. When does it end? When does it become unsustainable? Because I feel like we're already getting to that point. When I walk into my Tesco and I always see groups of people literally hounding around the reduced section. Now, some people just do that to get a bargain, but I genuinely feel like some people do that because that is all they can afford. Because the bills are through the roof, the cost of living's through the roof. What else can they do? When I was a kid, you used to be able to get fish and chips for like what, a couple of quid? Now you're looking at 15 quid. I think it's around 10 quid at my chippy. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's just going to keep rising, people. That's the issue. It's going to keep rising.
Afternoon, everyone. Been a bit quiet because it's half term and it's madness. I've just come to Tesco's for a rest. But please, can someone tell me like how everyone is supposed to live? Because I've just done my weekly shop in Tesco's. Just because it's the only day I've got to do it. I normally try and do it like the end of the week, so it's for the following week. But anyway, nevertheless, doesn't matter what day I'm doing it on. But I've just gone and got essentials like dinners for the week, their packed lunch stuff, just fruit, veg, you know, like nothing extravagant. Did have to buy washing tablets. It's probably the only thing, obviously you don't have to buy it every week, but like still £148 for a week shopping. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, how has it gone up so much? And how is this maintainable for anybody? Like, that's so say like even if the washing powder come out, like that's still £130, £140, you know, like £148. It's ridiculous. And I didn't buy olive oil, that's like £1 million. So like one week I might not need washing capsules, but I fucking will need olive oil. And I just saw that on the shelves, £18 for olive oil. Like, what is it made of? Gold? Like, why is everything so expensive? And like, how are we supposed to like keep this up? Like, because you have to eat. The kids need lunch, they won't eat school dinners because it's shit, so I have to feed them. Like, how is this maintainable? Like, how is everyone doing it? Answers on a postcard.
What in the actual cost of living in Britain? We've come to a Sainsbury's local. Let's see if they're going to take the piss this morning. Malteser truffles, £7.25. I'm in real truffle now. £20 per kilo. Bloody hell, I'm going to keel over at these prices. At this rate, I'll be brushing up on my finances. Dishwasher tablets, yeah. You finished me off with these prices. All I wanted was some mouthwash. £6. £6 for mouthwash. I want an espresso my concerns. There's something bold going on, but it ain't these prices. Not Mr. Kipling here as well. No. You haven't got to worry about me airing my dirty laundry. £7, not at that price. No, literally, they'll be taking a piss, you know. This is Diet Coke, or not even no sugar, just diet. £2.55. Oh, God.
What in the name of all I hold sacred is going on with the price of things? I know it's been a thing for a while, but I'm telling you now, that's the worst I've seen today. Anyway, I nipped into the local shops, couldn't get a couple of things I wanted in one shop, so I headed over to another one. I am about to show you a few items, and I cannot believe the price. One of these things I needed, two I did not. I was just so shocked at the price. £9.45. Almost a tenner for coffee. It's not even that good. And £1 for one pudding. Those are just those small, this big, individual chocolate puddings. What in the name of all hell is going on here? I genuinely don't feel it's that long ago that 2 boxes of Ferrero Rocher would cost you like a tenner on deal. Now they're £9.45 for one box. One box? I'd eat that for a pre-Christmas Day breakfast before my main breakfast. Not anymore. Anyway, as I find more things, I'll be sure to photograph them and then other people can get wound up as well because I can't take this on my own. So quite a lot of you saw my rant yesterday about the price of things, and I'm still, honestly, in shock at some of the comments you've put about the price of things. But just to show you how it pays to shop around. So yesterday I showed you a box of Ferrero Rocher for £9.45. Now yesterday I was in Booths. I really do not shop at Booths, I just needed something that I knew only Booths would have. And I always check the yellow stickers there, like I do in every supermarket. But then today I nipped to the Co-op for milk, and I was walking towards the till. I saw the chocolate, the Ferrero Rocher, and I thought, oh, I wonder how dear they are here. Well, let me insert the picture from Booths yesterday, followed by the one from the Co-op today. £9.45 in Booths, £6 in Co-op. I mean, that's a £3.45 difference. These shops are 300 yards apart. Honestly, 300 yards. The Co-op ones are not announced that they're on offer, they're just £6. I don't even want Ferrero Rocher, but I'm now just obsessed with the price. Be warned that I'm probably going to check every supermarket I step foot in to price up an item I don't even want. What's wrong with me? Anyway, keep telling me about the overinflated price of things you find, because I cannot be the only one annoyed. I need to share it amongst others. You're welcome.
The cost of living in the UK is exponential, and that is not new information. I've been living in the UK now for 9 months, and naturally I'm just doing direct comparisons to pricing in Australia. It's where I grew up my entire life. We could talk about the big things like cars and housing and petrol, but something that is so low level and an exorbitant amount is chicken. From my experience, chicken has always been the cheapest of all like the meats and proteins. And back home, whenever I thought about England, I guess I thought about the British little farms everywhere. Honestly, just driving around the area that I'm living in, you see sheep farms all over the place. It's probably the only thing that has shocked me majorly when it comes to grocery prices, because yes, it is very, very expensive here, but chicken being at an equal price to red meat was definitely something that I was like, oh, maybe stop and question for a moment. I guess my understanding of the UK farming and agriculture is definitely not accurate, because there are some vegetables that are cheaper to purchase here than they would be in Australia. I guess it's definitely piqued my interest into like the farming and the agriculture side of the UK. When you grow up in a country, you just organically learn what your country is known for creating and what things are cheaper and why. Obviously, when you move to a country, it's very different, and these are things that you've actively got to go out and seek the information on.
The weather is changing drastically in the UK for the best. And I am determined not to put on the central heating until the end of October. And they are now, when I mean these adolescents, they've now decided to go and buy themselves little heaters and be putting on the heater. If it's not that, whereby I'm looking for heaters to confiscate, they're putting on the lights mindlessly. I don't know why people will go into a room, they cannot switch off the lights. My God. Things are hard. They need to move out for them to actually know the cost of living. Because they have their own heaters in their room and stuff, and I've taken it away and they go and get another one. I'm cold. That's why I'm dressed like this in my yard. I am cold. I'm dressed like this.
Good evening. I've just got out of a really nice warm bath, put my PJs on, and I've just realised that my PJs match my bedding. Only just noticed. So I'm sat here, all cosy in bed, listening to the rain. I love listening to the rain. That's one of the reasons why I was hoping to have the loft room that my little girl's in, because it's got a skylight and you can actually hear the rain on the window. She doesn't like it, but it didn't work out like that. So she's up there and I'm down here. But whilst I'm sat here, I want to know how people are managing financially with the cost of living. Like, I have been sat for an hour with my little red bill book, trying to work out what I can cut back on, what I can stop, just to try and make ends meet. I no longer have Sky. I do have broadband. They were the cheapest so far. I got rid of Spotify yesterday. I actually didn't realise that you can have Spotify free. So I got rid of that. I do have Netflix, but my kids watch that, and I do have Now TV. So I'm now contemplating getting rid of Now TV, which is $9.99 a month. Generally, I cannot remember the last time I walked into a supermarket with a trolley and filled a trolley of shopping. I just not managing financially, and I'm just wondering how everybody else is managing. Like, I read the news today online and they were saying about how beef literally over the last couple of years has gone up by 27.5%. I can remember a couple of years ago, I would do a Sunday roast every week without fail, and probably a midday roast. I don't do that anymore. I did do a roast dinner a few weeks ago when my daughter came down to visit. My partner bought that half a leg of lamb, which cost like £21-22. Won't be doing that. I think the next time will probably be Christmas dinner. But when I think, like, during COVID, I was spending about £200 a week on food shopping. I don't even do near that a month now because I just cannot afford it. I was actually saying to my mum today how I have run out of everything. Just your bog standard, like chocolate spread, Marmite. I haven't even got butter in my fridge. We don't really eat butter anyway. But it's just your basic necessities, like, you know, your rice, your pasta and stuff like that. But what is everyone cutting back on? You know, how are you all coping, cutting back on bills, and, you know, what are you going without? I just think it's so sad that families are having to go out and watch what they spend, not being able to take their kids out for the day, or just, you know, just little things like that, really. Like, it's half term next week. I'm visiting my daughter where she moved to with my sister and my mum and my youngest daughter and my sister-in-law. But, you know, we've shared the hotel cost. We'll share petrol. We're using my car and stuff. But for the rest of the half term, I know that I'm not going to have the money to take my little girl anywhere, which I think is really quite sad. But she's very good on entertaining herself, so I don't really have to worry too much about that. But life is just such a struggle at the moment, and I'm not going to lie, it is genuinely really getting me down, like playing on my mental health, because all day, every day, all I'm thinking about is money, you know, just putting food on the table, just doing everyday things really. And, you know, got Christmas coming up in 60 odd days, and it's just like, fuck, you know, when you've got a big family, what are you going to buy everyone? What, you know, cut back on. And I've always done Christmas big, you know, for my 4 kids, my parents, my siblings, niece and nephew. You know, I've tried to, I love buying, I love wrapping Christmas presents, I love giving. But this year I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm really going to have to cut down big time, and just do like token gestures really. But which I know my family, you know, will appreciate anyway, but to me it's just like, I think it's really quite sad. So yeah, I'm just wondering how everyone else is coping with the cost of living and, you know, just day-to-day necessities and basics. You know, it's just such a struggle, really is such a struggle. But anyway, I hope you've all had a lovely Wednesday. I am going to try and get some sleep, but yeah, again, I'm lucky if I get a couple of hours, because I'm just overthinking, just stressing about money and crap. But there we go. Anyway, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye.
So let's talk facts, because behind the headlines, the reality is brutal. According to the Office for National Statistics, food prices in the UK have risen over 25% since 2021. And some basics, like cheese, bread and pasta, are up by nearly 40%. Supermarkets keep pushing value ranges like they're doing us a favour. But those value items, many have quietly shrunk in size or doubled in price. And while they blame global supply issues, their profits have never been higher. This isn't just about groceries, it's about the crushing weight of daily survival. When people are choosing between food and heating, between bills and meals, that's not just inflation, that's failure. And let's be real, it's not just the poorest who are struggling. Middle-class families are feeling it too. Professionals are cutting luxuries, students are skipping meals, and even people with good jobs say they're living month to month. That's not a cost of living crisis anymore, that's a national identity crisis. But here's the bigger issue. The government keeps saying it's getting better. Better for who? Because until wages rise, rents drop, and corporations stop squeezing the public, the average Brit will keep falling further behind. So what can actually be done? Pressure supermarkets and suppliers for transparency on price hikes. Push for fair wage increases that match real inflation, not manipulated figures. Support local food initiatives and food banks until real reform happens. Because no one in a G7 country should be struggling to eat. Britain isn't poor, it's poorly managed. And the longer politicians pretend things are improving, the longer ordinary people will keep paying for their delusion. You've been watching Brit Rants, where we say what everyone's thinking while the politicians pretend it's fine. If you've felt the pinch too, hit that subscribe, drop your rant in the comments, and share this, because until someone starts listening, we'll keep speaking up. This is Broken Britain, where surviving has become the new full-time job.